All right, welcome back. And today I really want to talk to you guys about creative block because it's something that I've suffered with and I'm sure you've suffered with or you're going through it right now. And it's a fucking bitch. So, I wanted to start out with you aren't suffering from a creative block. You're suffering from physical stagnation. And I know that sounds weird, but hear me out. Your brain has officially run out of neurochemicals. It needs to innovate because you've been sitting still for hours, scrolling, doom scrolling, opening the same project 10 times, trying to force an idea that it's just not coming easily anymore. I feel like doom scrolling has killed a lot of our creative bandwidth, right? The problem isn't that you're not creative. The problem is you've been asking your brain to perform while your body hasn't really moved. Every morning I do this, and this is something that it's been on my mind for a while. And I just sit here and I just ponder about life and I just rethink and try to understand why we're going through this. And so, if you want to save your project or if you want to get out of that creative block, stop thinking and actually start moving. This has completely changed the way I create content. Whenever I feel stuck, whenever I feel stuck, I don't sit there hoping for inspiration to magically come up or show up anymore. Especially when I'm doom scrolling. I get up and I go for a walk or I go for an easy run or even swimming if you have a pool available. I recently started training for a triathlon. I have an Ironman in September and it's in about a month and a half. And one of the biggest things I've noticed isn't that just my fitness has improved, but my creativity has also improved. And I've been able to get into a flow state of creativity. I had been in a creative block for about a month. And honestly, picking up these sports has allowed me to get my creativity spark again. It has exploded. Ideas that I couldn't force sitting at a desk or trying to journal down or write suddenly appear halfway through a run or halfway through a swimming session. I've been trying to solve for hours somehow solve themselves while I'm swimming laps, per se. And there's actually science behind this, and I really want to talk about it. Researchers talk about something called the transient hypofrontality. I hope I said that right. Basically, when you're doing repetitive rhythmic movements, walking, jogging, swimming, cycling, the part of your brain responsible for overthinking, judging, and criticizing every idea starts to quiet down. Your inner critic literally gets turned down. That's why your best ideas show up in the shower because you're not really thinking, or during a run, or while you're driving. Your brain finally has enough space to make connections instead of constantly judging them. And that happens a lot with us that have creative minds. The other thing is that movement increases blood flow to the brain, releases dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, and increases something called BDNF, which is often described as a fertilizer for your brain because it helps neurons grow and communicate more effectively. You're literally creating a better environment for your creative thinking. But here's something I found really interesting. Not all movements create the same type of creativity. If I need clarity on a big decision, I'll go for a walk without a cell phone, without headphones, and I'll just walk. Walking is slow enough that my brain can wander without getting distracted. If I need ideas for content or YouTube videos, I go for an easy zone 2 run. There's something about that steady rhythm that lets my subconscious keep working while conscious mind takes a back seat. Swimming is very different. And I love swimming. I did swimming competitively for 20 years. But swimming is different. Swimming is almost meditative. Like my mind goes into a like trance state of mind because all you hear is your breathing and the water. If I'm overwhelmed or mentally exhausted, swimming resets me faster than almost anything I can think of right now. The key isn't intensity. Actually, if you're doing all out sprints or brutal hit workouts, you're probably too focused on surviving to think creativity. The sweet spot is slow, low impact, rhythmic, steady state movement. That's where your subconscious starts connecting ideas you've been feeding all week. So the next time you tell yourself, I've got a creative block, ask yourself something different. When was the last time you actually moved your body? Or am I just doom scrolling? Or am I just sitting at my desk trying to get ideas to flow into my head? Because maybe you don't need another productivity hack. Maybe you don't need another YouTube video. Maybe you just need a pair of running shoes and get out of the house. Some of my best business ideas or creative works haven't come from sitting down at a computer. They've come at kilometer 6 of a run or going through a walk in the park and getting lost. So I invite you to, next time that you have this creative block, is just to move your body and let me know in the comments how that goes. Peace.